Hello YouTube, it has been a while since I post something here. Before I start with the subject of the day, I need to express I am not a politician nor have a party affiliation. I consider myself an observer of the situation, and if I need to take action I react. What precedes action is the reaction. Few friends ask me what is my stake in Democratic nominee to White House Vice President Kamala Harris economic plan. There are many subjects to discuss. For now, I will talk about government plan to ban grocery gouging. So please bear with me and remember this is just my opinion as a person who lived through different forms of government or reading through the history books or listening to my elderly family members. So let's start. Banning of grocery gouging. The government announces that grocery retailers aren't allowed to raise prices. Grocery stores which operate today in a 1-2% net margins can survive if their suppliers raise prices. So the government announces that food producers like Kraft Heinz, Conagra, Tyson, Hormel also aren't allowed to raise prices. So far so good. Now remember, not all grocery stores are created equal. Stores in lower income areas make less money than those in higher income areas, as a former disproportionately sell lower margin prepackaged food, usually located in the center of the store, instead of higher margin fresh markets products like meat, usually in the perimeter of the store. Because stores in lower income areas are unable to cover overhead, remember, even if their wholesale costs are fixed, their labor, utilities, insurance, and other operating expenses aren't fixed yet. Grocery chains start to shut them down. Food deserts in rural areas and in low-income urban areas alike become worse. Meanwhile, margins for food producers are also quickly eroding. Their primary costs, ingredients, energy, and labor, aren't fixed, and their shrinking gross profits leave less cash flow available to cover overhead, maintain facilities, and reinvest in additional production capacity. Grocery chains which have finite shelf space start to repurpose their store. Those, remember, that didn't have the reason to shut down, I would say, to sell more non-prices controlled items, everything from nutrition supplements to kitchenware to apparel, and less price control food product. Your local Kroger or Safeway starts to look and feel more like a Walmart. Food producers stop making products with lower margins. Grocery chains start competing with each other to secure inventory. Since they can't compete by offering stronger prices, remember, producers aren't allowed to raise prices here. And even if they could, grocery chains no longer have the gross profits to bear price increases. They compete on things like payment terms. Small grocery producers, which typically sell via distributors rather than directly to grocery chains, starts to go out of business because these producers have an additional step, their value chains, and because they have lower volumes over which to spread their fixed costs, their cost structure is inherently disadvantaged compared to major food producers. When grocery stores are unable to raise prices, cutting product costs becomes all the more important, and deprioritizing purchases from smaller producers is an easy way to do so. As supply chains breaks down, line starts to form outside grocery stores every morning. Cities assign police officers to patrol store parking lots, and food producers draft contingency plans to assign armed escorts to delivery trucks. The federal government announces a program to issue block grants for states to purchase and operate shuttered grocery stores. The USDA also closed down production facilities. The government announces that prices for all key food costs like corn, wheat, cattle, energy also are now fixed to stop profiteers, quote, from gouging the now government operated food industry. Shockingly, the government struggles to operate one of the most complex industries on the planet. The entire food chain supply starts imploding. Communism, mass starvation, and the end of America quickly ensue. Government can manage the supply and demand, so they impose ration cards. In today's world, think about like a digital app on your phone. This controls what and amount you can purchase each month. Black markets open, where people begin to trade things they don't need for things they need or other things. Again, this is just my opinion. The whole explanation is based on real economics, which rely just on supply and demand or profit and loss. With that being said, I wish you a happy day wherever you are.